The opinions and views expressed in this video do not reflect the views of HTT Media Group. Viewer discretion is advised.
Go ahead.
What's up out there in Rolling on the Field land? This is Josh Marble, your host of Rolling on the Field. Justin Marble is on assignment tonight.
On assignment.
On assignment.
I like that.
Actually, he's not. He got called into work. So he says, I don't know, it's starting to become like a real convenient excuse, this work. Even though I've told him a bunch of times, I tell y'all like every week because Justin's never here every week. A job ain't nothing but work.
That's right.
So, regardless if Justin is here or not, we are going to talk some sports. We're going to talk some local sports, national sports. Got a lot to hit on. The national title game was Monday. NFL playoffs coming up. We're going to talk about John, his latest conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Which involves a 5G horse. I'll tell you about it. we're gonna pour some out. We're gonna do our normal stuff. Top 5 favorite video games turned into movies. This ought to be an interesting one. So y'all feel free to chime in. I'm gonna get Justin to send me his. He really did get called into work suddenly, probably an hour before the show. So I know certain times he gets called into work, he gets forced in, he's got to go. So yeah, I understand that. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, I guess you got to go make money. I don't know. So
I guess.
Anyway, so it'll just be me tonight. I'm sorry about that. We won't have, there won't be as many interruptions because Justin won't be talking over me, and it won't be as silly, but it will still have a little hint of silliness. We'll sprinkle some silliness in.
Right.
Anyway, if y'all miss Justin, I'm sorry. He'll be back. He'll be back. We'll go ahead and get into it. John, what's going on in HT Media this week? First off,
man, we've got some exciting news happening, and it has a lot to do with you.
Correct. And you can go ahead and tell them.
So we actually already have some of the pots set up at local places. So here's what it is. Okay. So HTT Media is doing a raffle. We are doing this raffle to buy new equipment for the studio. And so basically what it is Josh has graciously donated to build us a toy box. And if you've never seen his work, they're gorgeous. I mean, absolutely beautiful toy boxes. He is a master craftsman at that. They're so pretty.
Well, thank you.
And I've got a flyer out. I put it on Facebook all over the place. So the raffle tickets are going to be $5 for one, or you can get 5 for $20. So y'all make sure y'all stop by. You can go to Frenchie's Coffee House. You can go to Fancy's Bakery. And tomorrow I will be adding the Tiger Hut to that. So
it really is a good deal for a chance to win because I know what goes into them and I know how much I normally charge for them. So,
right.
Because I do build quite a few. And not only are they pretty, like John said, they're functional and they're tough.
Right.
They hold up. So you're getting I feel like you're getting a good quality. I'm not trying to toot my own horn either. I feel like you're getting a good quality product, getting a chance to win that, and in your desired finish also.
Yeah.
I will paint it. I will make a Dallas Cowboys. I will make a Houston Texans. You tell me what. I'll make a girly one. I'll make a Disney one. I made a Disney one before.
Yeah.
Y'all just tell me a Minnie Mouse Disney. In fact, y'all just tell me what you want once you win it. And it will be finished like that. It'll be built beforehand, but probably won't be ready for delivery until 1st of April. It'll be built ahead of time, but once you win the raffle, we will talk about how you want it done, and I'll paint it up and get it to you. That's how it's going to work. And like I said, it really is it's going to be a good deal. they're worth putting in a little bit of money on the raffle. I promise you.
And like you said, and so the drawing is actually going to be March 16th. It is going to be on this show. So if you make sure you tune in to all the Rolling on the Fields for more updates. Also,
we could probably do it on. So I didn't think about it, but it might be better. You get more viewership on your show because of your topics and stuff. It might be better to do it on your show. And maybe we could just chime. Maybe we could just be in the studio or chime in.
So what I actually plan on doing there is
they played some bigger schools and and things. I mean. But as far as their district play, me and Justin said it last week, I don't know if we're going to worry too much about teams in district. I mean, honestly. But, I mean, you should always be worried about your opponent. But, I mean, you look at these scores, they're blowing people out of the gym. They beat Lumberton 123-62. I mean,
right.
That was at home. Just happened to see the scoreboard. I posted a picture of the scoreboard, and I was like, Silsby pulls out another close one, Like, and I hate to be kind of, jokey about it. I know the other team probably has to feel bad, but, I mean, it just goes to show you how talented they are.
Right.
The girls beat Britt City 93-25. That's the only update I have on the girls. I'm sure that they also...
When Subway opened, they changed the fast food game. Sometimes you got to refresh.
I was looking up Max Preps to see what ranked
look up
state.
Look up the Max Prep ranks. Also look up and see if did the girls play Lumberton also in Lumberton, or did was BC their last game? I did not see that, but I'd like to update it if it wasn't. Next up for them, both boys and girls, is West Orange start on Friday.
Right.
So that'll be a tough game. That'll be a tough game. District game, right? West Orange starts district. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer. Boys were in a P&G tournament. They lost 2 in the P&G tournament. Did not win 1. I'm not going to go through the stats, but they hung in there. It wasn't like they were blown out. That gives them 3 losses on the year. I think they also lost to, in the tourney, they lost to East Chambers, Beaumont United, and they lost a standalone game, I think, to Bob Hope.
So update on that. So the boys played Lumberton, like you said.
Yes.
On the 11th, they won 123-62. They play Friday the 14th at West Orange.
Yeah, West Orange start. And then the girls play at home, West Orange?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up now.
Okay, that's what I believe. I don't know if the girls played a game between Bridge City and this next. But please tell me if they did.
Okay.
Anyway, next up for the soccer boys is a Huffman Hargrave tourney. That's Saturday. So they're getting into their season there, and hopefully they erase that 0 in a win column. We'll see. I'm sure. Just soccer's a tough sport, right? I mean, you really have to. I feel like you really have to get your legs on you. I know they probably condition all year long, and I know a couple of the athletes that I saw on the paper were runners and cross country and this and that, and I know that. But still, who knows how their teams is built? They might have a lot of freshmen or whatever, and they just got a gel. So we'll see if they'll get a win. Same thing with the girls. They're 0-2. They lost to Liberty and Bob Hope, and I think just
we're Carvana, the company.
Standalone games. Next up is a P&G tournament for them Saturday, and they've got East Chambers at home on Tuesday, and they are at Lumberton January 21st. That's a Friday.
All right. So the girls' schedule, they actually on the 11th they beat Lumberton as well.
Okay, they played Lumberton also
74-63, and they will also play West Orange at West Orange.
Right. Yeah. At West Orange also.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, I'm sorry. No, in Silsby.
Yeah. Normally it's vice versa. If the boys play away, they play at home. Vice versa.
And they are first in district.
Good. So their Lumberton game was a little bit closer. Maybe the girls Lumberton over there is a little bit tougher team, but a win is a win.
Yep, they are 18-4 overall with 5-0 in district.
That's right.
So,
very good.
Congratulations,
very good.
girls.
We be excited about our boys and girls basketball this year because they're going to go far. They look like they're well built to win.
Absolutely.
There's also a SHS powerlifting meet.
Yeah.
At LCM on Thursday. So we'll talk about that next week. Obviously, Justin was he was in powerlifting, so he's always excited to talk about that.
Yeah. I was too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget John was too.
Yeah.
John was quite a bit younger than me, so we. I don't remember everything he did in school, but I do. When you mentioned, I do remember you powerlifting. I probably should have as well.
Yeah.
Although, let's see, Justin was probably 181. I probably couldn't have made that weight.
Right.
I was a hard 190. Junior, senior year, I don't think I could have cut. It was like a hard 190.
Yeah, I stayed in the 248 weight class. I was that one right under super heavyweight.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some good talent in my weight class.
Oh yeah. So they got a powerlifting too. I forgot. I didn't mention powerlifting earlier. That's another sport that's going right now. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing soccer, powerlifting, basketball. See what they do this coming week. And in the next couple of weeks, and we'll report on it. Like I said, it's getting going pretty heavy now, so we'll have a lot of local to talk about it. Where we didn't, back in December and kind of toward the end of November, we didn't really have a whole lot of local.
Right.
So we'll have longer local segments, and please, if you want us to report on something specific, or you feel like we need to touch on something, please shoot us a message or an email or to HCT Media and let us know. We'd be happy to do so.
Absolutely.
Any kind of special honors or anything for a senior, anything, y'all just holler at us and we'll get it on here and give them some shine. National, Georgia pulls it out.
Yeah.
And
I'm not mad about it.
No, me neither. Me neither. Now I hate Alabama as much as the next guy, but you hate to see Williams for Alabama go down with ACL. It was obviously ACL. They showed it in slow motion, and it was an obvious ACL tear. When they showed it, you could see the pop. It was the most, like when I saw that. And you hear all the time, especially growing up an athlete, about ACL tears and blowing your knee out and tearing your knee up. And you always hear people describe it as a pop, right?
Right.
There was a pop, and I fell down, and I was in pain. Well, you saw the pop in slow motion. There was no doubt about it. I was amazed that he was able to walk off the field under his own power.
Right.
And maybe that's because it wasn't as severe. I don't know if there's varying degrees, but if there are and his wasn't as severe, that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. But the only thing I think, that was a good game too.
Yeah.
Even though Alabama was, they were already down Menchie, who got hurt, and then they were down Williams. That's their top two receivers. And normally Alabama's a plug-and-play offense, right?
Right.
Next man up, it don't matter. The guy behind this guy is going to be just as talented. And they, for the most part, they are, but they didn't have the experience, and you could tell. And that was definitely evident in their play in the fourth quarter.
Right.
They didn't have the experience out there on the edge that they normally do, and they needed to throw the ball because Georgia was really giving them heck inside, inside the box.
Yeah.
They were giving them hell. And I thought about, I don't know if y'all know Early Kyler from Squidbillies. But there's a specific episode of Squidbillies. And this is the part where I'm going to get silly. But he, Georgia's playing Florida, right?
Right.
In the world's largest cocktail party. And they're getting amped up for the game, and they're all in their Georgia they got their Georgia face paint on, and early college like them dogs is hell, ain't they? And when they scored that go ahead touchdown, that's kind of what I said in my head. Them dogs is hell, ain't they? And then they got the pick to kind of ice the game. The score didn't indicate how close it was, obviously. Man, and then I didn't even know, and John, I don't know if you knew that Screech from Saved by the Bell was the quarterback for Georgia. I didn't know. I had no clue. And, actually, pour some out for the Dustin Diamond. Pour some out. He's passed, sadly, and probably shouldn't be joking about it. But when you see a picture of him, especially when he's taking his helmet off and his hair's a mess, he kind of favors Screech from Saved by the Bell. I'm talking, of course, of Stetson Bennett, the fourth.
Yeah.
The fourth. He's the fourth Stetson Bennett. Which is sounds very hoity-toity, right? Sounds like he probably drinks his Gatorade with his pinky in the air, on the sidelines. But definitely sounds hoity-toity. But he played a good game, and right. I think Kirby Smart made the right decision to start him because they do have two quarterbacks on the roster, and they played them different times throughout the year. But he kind of stuck with Stetson Bennett down the stretch, and I think it paid off for him. And somewhere up in heaven, Dustin Diamond smiling down saying that kid that looks like me just won the national title,
Yeah.
Screech just won the national title. So good for him. I think he's got a bright future, especially at Georgia and the SEC. I can say all that because they didn't play LSU this year. We do not play Georgia. I don't think we play Georgia for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Actually, in 2018, I went to the game that we went. We played Georgia, and I've told a story about that, about a drunk Georgia girl that was sitting in front of us, and it was. I'll tell it again later on, I'm sure, because I'll forget that I've told y'all, because I'm getting old. So, speaking of Georgia alums. David Pollock is just a master of the English language. I mean, on the pregame show, when asked about how the coaches are feeling in the locker room, how the national title coaches are feeling,
right?
Says, reaches deep into his vast vocabulary, into his the thesaurus inside his head. I'm sorry, I can't even say that. I'm sitting here talking about how the man talks, and I can't say thesaurus. Anyway, reaches way back there in the deepest, and says, their booty holes are tight.
I saw that, and I was like, did he really?
What I said was, did he really just say that on national TV? I mean, sure, if you're in a locker room, you've got to do better than that, really. If you're on a national television program and you're supposed to be a good analyst, you got to do better than their booty holes are tight.
Right.
Come on, David Pollock. Oh, I would throw the flag on you, but I got something else to throw the flag on. Anyway, but hey, he did call that Georgia win the national title in August, and everybody keeps posting that. David Pollock called it. Georgia was going to win a national title way back in August. What else was he going to do? He's a Georgia alum. He played football for Georgia.
Right.
I mean, Georgia it wasn't a big reach. You know what I'm saying? They had a good team. You knew they were going to have a good team. It wasn't a big reach to say Georgia's going to win the national title this year and look like a genius. And, for a second until he said booty hole on live TV.
Yeah.
That wasn't a very big reach. They had a really good team all year. And I think they were the best team. And the best team got the national title. I think they were the best team all year. Alabama was still a dominant team. They weren't the dominant Alabama that you used to. I hate to say that because you talk about how, they're still really good, but they're not as good as they used to be. And you feel like you're talking about that like it's something to hang your hat on, like my team sucks, but they're not as good as they used to be, or that they normally are,
Right.
So it kind of makes you sound silly when you do that. But it showed that, Georgia had the better defense, had a little bit more talented team. Although Alabama was down some players. And
right.
I'm going to be real honest with you. If Alabama didn't lose Williams, they had Mechie. I don't think they lose that game. I think they win. I think they beat Georgia by 2 touchdowns. Just because all the weapons there are there for Bryce Young. But it didn't happen that way.
Right.
And Georgia took advantage, and Alabama still had a chance to win the game. So it's not like, Georgia didn't blow them out. So they were still hung in there. They had a chance to win the game, and Georgia won the game. They deserved to win it.
Right.
So national title, congratulations. We talked about that Williams ACL. That's terrible. Hope he comes back quick. The game itself, just in general, was a really good game up till, late in the fourth quarter. It was in doubt late. I remember thinking after halftime, okay, in the third quarter, Bama's going to come out with some adjustments. They're going to pull away, and I can go to bed by 9:30.
Right.
And that just didn't happen. And I ended up staying and watching the whole game, which was good. It was a good football game. So congratulations to national title, national champs, Georgia Bulldogs. Them dogs is hell.
Them dogs is
hell.
I like it.
Early Kyler. Y'all go watch Squidbillies. You know what? It's not the same guy who voiced Early Kyler earlier, though. Now it's like Tracy Morgan.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird because you turn it on, and not that I watch it much anymore, but you turn it on and it's Tracy Morgan's voice. And
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go look at it. But anyway, it's still the same setup and everything, same characters or whatever, just Tracy Morgan's voice. Also, it's got the best theme song, originally done by Billy Joe Shavers. It's called Warrior Man, and there's just a snippet of it that's a theme song, and he does it the best. But they also had several different artists do it for the theme song throughout the seasons of that show, and it's good. Y'all go look it up. But Billy Joe Shaver to me did the best rendition of it for sure.
Right.
Black Friday, not Black Friday. Black Monday firings. Lots of them to go along with Urban Meyer and Gruden losing their job earlier in the season for other reasons. But Joe Judge is going with the Giants. The Giants are a mess. I think the owner of the Giants said so. They're a mess. They need to regroup, obviously.
Right.
I don't know who they're going to get. I don't know who they're interested in. All these are kind of fresh. And then there's like a bunch of names being floated around, so I don't really know. You can't really report or square in on what on who they're going to hire. But man, there's a lot of firings. Brian Flores over in Miami for the Dolphins. He's out.
Okay. Which that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. They've obviously underachieved under him, especially with some talent that they've got. He's going to be a good, maybe not great NFL quarterback, but he can be serviceable.
Right.
Matt Nagy with the Bears is out. That if I was going to say one was surprising, I might say that one, because I feel like that for the most part they've overachieved, based on their roster and things. But still, no matter what, he's out. He's gone. I don't know who. There again, I don't know who or who's been named for these vacancies or whatever. But it's just the idea that there's so many of them, and it's gonna have to be a retread almost. There's not really a lot of coaches out there who haven't been either in the league or been a coach somewhere.
Right.
So you feel like it's not going to be like the next big thing. It's going to be somebody who's got a lot of experience coaching coming in because you feel like some of these names are people who got a chance. Let's see what he can do. And it might be time to go back to some of the retread names and give them another shot. Mike Zimmer is out for the Vikings. Also, their GM is going. I think I don't remember his name, but Mike Zimmer's out. Vic Fangio for the Broncos. The Broncos are, I mean, they're in full like franchise rebuild mode. I feel like.
Yeah.
They're not. They weren't a very competitive team the last 2 years. They need to get somebody in there. John Elway's still involved in that team. I feel like he'll probably go after somebody who can stabilize the organization,
Right. Yeah.
Same thing. All these are really good. They've got really good bases, right? The Giants, the Dolphins not, but the Giants and the Bears, Vikings, Broncos, they're not too far removed from being, every year playoff teams are pretty often, being in playoffs pretty often,
Right.
And so hopefully, they get out there, they find the right coach. It's the league's better when some, like the Broncos and the Bears and the Giants, the league's better when, and the Vikings, and all of them. The league's better when every team is competitive. And
right.
When you have a big glut of non-competitive teams, it seems like that's not good for the NFL. It's not, when the league's not competitive. So hopefully they get some new personnel in there and get back on track and be competitive.
Absolutely.
NFL playoff picture. This next weekend is the what do they call it, John? The super duper special outrageous wild card weekend.
Super
like
duper special outrageous wild card weekend.
Yeah, that's something like that. It's a bunch of wild card games is what it is. NFL is the Feed Me Money League.
Yep.
That don't even make sense. It's the
don't get it.
Need Free Loot League. I don't know. They are out to make money, and these the extra game, the extra regular season game, these super extra fabulous, awesome, outrageous duper,
absolutely
super duper wild card weekends. They are they're just another way for the NFL to make money.
Yeah, well, that's all it is.
Expanding the playoffs, getting more money in their pocket, and because some of these teams, now I'm not saying all of them don't deserve to be in the playoffs,
right?
But it's certainly not, the teams. Some of these teams you don't think will be moving on.
Right.
Las Vegas at Cincy. Cincinnati's pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
If I were a betting man, I'd lean Cincy.
So I actually kind of have picks on this because we talked about it a couple days ago. I'm going with the Bengals as well.
They're hot.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. That connection between Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is just like the best in the league right now.
Absolutely.
They're hot, and I think they're going to continue to be. And I think they'll beat Las Vegas. New England is at Buffalo. I don't see New England hanging in there.
That was the one. That one right there is the hardest one for me.
You think?
I think it could go either way. But I'm actually so. I'm a big believer in what Mac Jones is going to do going into the future. So
yeah.
I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Mac Jones, the most unathletic looking NFL quarterback ever.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm thinking back. I'm thinking back to
all he needs, I think, is somebody just to light that fire. If somebody would light that fire, he would be a great seasoned quarterback.
Yeah. Later in their career, Big Ben doesn't look very athletic anymore.
Yeah,
but we're talking he's an old man.
Yeah.
Len Dawson and Super Bowl 1 or 2, drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette in the locker room was more athletic than Mac Jones. He was still looked more athletic than Mac Jones.
That's true.
Anyway, that's not to say one national title at Alabama. Yeah. You can't. Just because he doesn't look athletic doesn't mean he's not. I guess, right. But I'm just saying. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. I don't think Philadelphia has a chance in that game.
Bucks all day.
I'm going to take the Bucks all day, like John said. Although I think Jalen Hurts is starting to really get his feet under him over there in Philadelphia. San Fran at Dallas. This is the most interesting game to me. I'm a Dallas fan.
Yeah.
Obviously, but I think San Fran will make it a good game.
Yeah.
Dallas has them at home. I think Dallas pulls it out, but I think it's going to be close.
I think that's the only reason that it's going to be close is because Dallas has them at home.
And I didn't get the lines on any of these games, but I imagine that Dallas is like a 3-point favorite. And they get the 3 points at home. I bet you that's all. Pittsburgh is at KC. I think this is Big Ben's last game.
Yeah.
He's not. They're not going to beat Kansas City. I think Kansas City hits a switch that they've been waiting to hit all year,
right?
And pulls that one out. Arizona at LA Rams. I'm gonna take Arizona in that one.
Yeah,
I think again that might be a little bit closer game than what people think.
I'm gonna go with the Rams just because it's at home.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think what's Baby Yoda?
I know you're talking about
Kyler Murray. Baby Yoda, Kyler Murray, whatever you want to call him. I think he kind of turns it on this game and gets it done against the LA Rams. So we'll see. It's going to be an exciting weekend. Super duper special outrageous wild card weekend.
Yeah.
So y'all, and it goes over like 3 days. Like, okay, so there's going to be games Saturday. They used to do like a triple header for this. Like, I don't know how long they've had it. Maybe 2 seasons. The Super Wild Card Weekend.
Right.
But they used to do like triple header Saturday and Sunday, and now they're going to do Saturday, Sunday, and they're going to have a playoff game on Monday night. There's going to be a Monday night football playoff game.
So I've already called it to a bunch of people on who's going to the Super Bowl and who's going to win it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my prediction right now.
Tell it.
We got the Bengals and the Packers.
Bengals and the Packers.
I think this is going to be the year for Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I like the Bengals in there.
I really think, like you said, Burrow and Chase. That's a good connection. I think they're going to go all the way.
They're going to get stronger as the playoffs go if they continue on. That's for sure. Anyway, that'll be a fun weekend. We'll update y'all on all that in local sports next week, and we're getting through this show pretty quick.
Yeah.
We will. We'll get into our BS segment.
Absolutely.
You don't want to touch on anything else nationally or anything?
No. I think that you've covered pretty much all of it. I'm actually super excited about the the wild card weekend, mainly because I actually get to watch it this year.
The super duper special outrageous. Super duper special
all the pomp that goes with it. Yeah.
All the pomp and circumstance that goes with it. Yeah, that's going to be. I mean, look, NFL playoffs. It's always fun.
Right.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to just watch any game too. Like sometimes I get kind of bored with watching regular season NFL on just say Sunday 3:00 games, and they're not very good, and you're like, I could totally go do something else right now.
It's almost to the point of the same idea of watching like regular season NCAA basketball. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Now I'll get excited for a couple games. LSU beat Kentucky a few nights ago. Actually, they beat them last Tuesday when we were at the Texas Bowl, which LSU lost, and we had to have something to get excited about. So some guy in the stands was keeping us updated on LSU Kentucky because the game down on the field wasn't going very well. So we kind of focused on the game going on the field.
They're on fire this year.
Oh yeah. They're
14-1.
LSU is up there, and I hope they stay there because when I go to Vegas in March, I'd love to see them back in the tourney and being having a better seed than what they have, the last couple times that they.
And I think what I saw is for a while there they had an undefeated streak. It was like 11 or 12-0 or something like that.
Yeah,
they finally lost.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So, shout out, boys.
Yeah, they're doing good this year.
Yeah,
looking good over there. Anyway.
Yeah, let's get into some BS.
Yeah, we'll get into some BS. Oh, you know what else I wanted to mention? We didn't mention last week.
What's that?
Man, I've been seeing just a ton about John Daly and his son.
Yeah.
No, maybe we did hit on it, but that one win at that at that tourney, you know, the father-son tourney, or it might have been a program. I don't know, a program that like father-son, I guess.
Right.
But anyway, that one win, man, he's all over the place. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like he got famous all of a sudden again, you know, like. But anyway, it was really cool to see that. I wanted to bring that up again. Like, they got T-shirts and everything. I'm sure Justin would wear a John Daly T-shirt.
Somebody got. So have you ever watched that show called Family Guy?
Yeah.
When he's talking to Spider-Man, he says, "Everybody gets one."
Yeah.
All right. So somebody made a T-shirt and it's John Daly and it says, "Everybody gets one."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he got to play with his son. It was pretty neat to see him. His son, who like has the same mannerisms,
right?
Looks exactly like him, you know. Anyway, let's get in some BS. What do you listen to this week?
Man, I've been listening to, and this is weird, but I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a big Jay-Z fan, actually. Not a lot of people know that about me.
Really?
Yep.
You ever thought about how Troy Aikman is just white Jay-Z?
Yes.
You ever seen that meme?
Yes.
Yeah, they look identical. If his skin color was a different tone, for sure. So a lot of Jay-Z, huh? We have a visitor over here in the window, Mr. Jason Barnes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Jay-Z, his wife's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Anyway, are they still married?
Yeah, they're still married.
Okay, I know they had that issue with
Yeah.
Becky with the good hair and everything. So what? I've been listening to kind of a lot of weird stuff. I got into Letterkenny. I know. I'm about halfway through binge watching Letterkenny. You said there's 10 seasons.
Right.
Okay, I'm almost done with season 4. Okay, and they've got a lot of like weird, good Canadian music on there on their soundtrack, and like so, I'm sitting here and I'm watching the show and it's hilarious. Letterkenny's hilarious. If you haven't watched Letterkenny, Justin and John turned me on to this. You got to go watch it.
Yeah.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Give them
a puppers.
Give them a puppers. Anyway, y'all go watch that. Anyway, they get good soundtrack. I don't know if they like put their music out there that they play, but anyway, what I was doing was Shazamming it if I heard a song that I liked or whatever. And so there's a couple, but one that stood out to me was a band called Black Mountain, which they described themselves as a Canadian psychedelic rock band.
Right.
But one of their songs stood out to me, and I Shazammed them. I've been listening to it and like a couple of other songs off there. You know what episode I'm on? Maybe you'll know it. They befriend the French guys, right?
Right.
From Quebec.
Yeah.
Quebec. And they go to the wedding party, the pre-wedding party.
Oh, yeah.
And they end up fighting with the groom and all that.
Right.
Anyway, that was the episode I finished up last night. So that's where I am in it. And, I mean, it gets better.
Oh, yeah. Way better. Way better.
Because I thought it was really good in like the 4th episode of the first season.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting better. And it's one of them shows, and I hate to get off on this tangent on it. It's one of them shows that right up front, they show you a bunch of characters, right?
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, there's a ton of characters in the show. But then they kind of slowly develop those characters.
Right.
But they don't do it in a way like other shows do, where they take one episode and devote it to that character, right?
Right.
They like kind of subtly within other episodes let you know who this character is.
Yeah.
Like the hockey coach, right? Yeah. You don't know much about the hockey coach other than he's a hockey coach. And by this season here, you know that his wife has passed away. Mm-hmm. He's very depressed. That's why he's so aggressive.
Right.
When he's in, so they do a really good job of that. And like I said, the music's good. It's worth a watch. Y'all go check it out. It's about it's set in Canada, obviously. It's about a fake Canadian town called Letterkenny. It's a small town of 5,000 people. And they go through their problems. That's the whole gist of it. Good characters. very good characters, and they drink Puppers and Gus and Brew. Puppers is their beer, and Gus and Brew is their whiskey.
Yeah. Somebody needs a Gus and Brew. In fact, I think Jason Barnes needs some Gus and Brew right now because he just commented, "Let's go, softball time, yeehaw."
Yeah, it's getting into softball time.
It is getting into softball time.
It's going to be, and we'll definitely have the girls on again when it gets here.
Absolutely. Along with everybody else in the Little League world that wants to come on the show.
Absolutely.
You know?
Gus and Brew and Puppers is a real thing.
It is. It's a real thing.
You can't. And so I've already
Justin didn't believe me.
No, it's real. And so I've already tried to order it, and to my disappointment, you can't.
Yeah, you have to.
You cannot get anything over the border from Canada. So I'm wondering if somewhere out there in Roanoke Field Land, we've got somebody who lives in Ontario that, I'll meet you halfway. I want some Puppers and some Gus and Brew.
Yeah.
If you'll bring me some, or I just can't believe it was a real.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, okay, this is, and we're going to throw John a super soft birthday party.
Absolutely.
This next birthday party, and we need to have some Gus and Brew and some Puppers beer. So y'all work on that for me. If we got any friends up there in Canada, y'all come down here and visit and bring us a few cases.
Yeah, come visit, eh?
We'll need them. Yeah, come visit, eh? Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Yeah.
What else did they say? Anyway, all right. John's, there's a 5G horse that keeps showing up in John's yard.
I'm trying to get rid of it every time.
Okay, so let me find this. Okay, so a horse made of 5G energy has been appearing on our lawn and staring at our home. I'm worried because my family and I are not vaccinated. And it's literally this outline of a horse and electric lights.
Yeah, right? It looked like little electric lights.
So, that's that, COVID-19 5G conspiracy John has going in his head.
Actually, so it has been determined that is actually part of Tom Brady's, that is his horse, and that is where he gathers his strength from.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so the horse might get on the spaceship, on the TB12 Express.
The horse rides him to the spaceship.
Yeah, okay. He gets on the horse, he rides to the spaceship with John.
Right.
They ride together.
Absolutely.
Bareback.
Yeah.
To the spaceship.
How do you think I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm not dead yet?
Yeah.
That?
To the TB12 Express, and they go back to Remulac.
Right.
And
Norfolk the Garthok.
Tom Brady regains his strength and comes back to win another Super Bowl.
That's right.
Y'all probably due to do that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Maybe after this next playoff.
I think you said something about next year.
Maybe after Super Duper outrageous wild card weekend, y'all get on the ship and y'all run up and get some and re-energize Tom.
Yeah.
Where you can come back and win another Super Bowl, right?
Absolutely.
What are you gonna throw the flag on, John?
So I'm actually going to throw the flag on once again. I'm going to throw the flag on restaurants. Guys,
restaurants.
Yeah, let me talk to you about this. So, guys, first off, if you get on Facebook and you make a side comment, just here's my thing. Just if you're mad at somebody, come out and say it. Don't try to make a funny post or a meme or something about that. Just let them know. And more than likely, don't do it on Facebook. Like, why don't you just go to their place of business, take them in the back and say, hey, look, let's iron this out.
Man,
stop being so petty.
I get so pissed off. I mean, if I have a problem with you, I'm going to tell you I have a problem with you. If we have a problem, for the most part, I'm a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not, and that kind of goes hand in hand with my throw the flag, which is kind of, and pardon my French, but shit stirs.
Yeah.
People who just stir the pot just to do that, and why?
And here's why. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. If you've ever walked up to me, usually my eyes are baggy, I'm tired, I'm tired. But I will tell you this, I try to be the nicest person in the world to everybody I meet. Why? Because we only get so much time on this earth. And it is not worth it to sit around and be petty with other people, especially other businesses. These businesses are out there. We need to support them. We need to encourage them. Don't drag down another business just because you're not getting what you want in competition.
Right. To be petty and to be ugly and just sit and just make yourself believe that somebody's out to get you or somebody's out to get over you.
Right.
On you. People don't sit around and most people. John doesn't, I know.
No.
Sit around and think about a way to screw you out of anything.
Right.
Nobody does. I mean,
you know what I sit around and do? I sit around and think about that 5G horse. That's what I do.
That's right. The 5G horse is in John's yard. It's staring at his house. And
yeah.
Like I said, they're
it's really pretty at night.
Yeah, I bet. And they're unvaccinated, so it's an issue.
Yeah.
So, but there was a situation, and we'll keep it private. But it kind of was around. Okay, we're all having this big discussion, but what about? There's something you're keeping from us. No, there's nothing you're keeping. No, nobody's keeping anything from you.
Right.
Nobody's trying to get over on you.
Yeah.
People think that, and they get built up with this sense of I lost the word, but they get
pride. It's a sense of pride.
Okay, or entitlement.
Right.
You owe me an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
You need to tell me every move that you make and how it affects me.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Right.
And another passive aggressive people. If you want to say something, if you want to have a issue, if you want to make an issue, if you want to have a problem, come out and say it.
Right. Don't
beat around the bush.
And see, you say that, so that's a real big problem for me because I am very passive aggressive, and it's because, and I'm gonna tell some people out there, 99% of people on this earth, especially the people that say, well, I don't care what anybody else thinks. Yeah, you do. There is not a person that is born on this earth that doesn't want to be loved and respected. Okay. Now there are people who, because of their situations in life, have turned cold. All right. I will tell you this. Me personally, yes, Jason is right. Jason is one of those people who will just tell you like it is. All right. I am not that type of person. That type of person normally isn't good leading a business. And I'll go ahead and say that straight up. Yeah. But with me, the biggest thing is you get me mad enough and I will tell you like it is. And that's my irritation in life and then whenever I hurt somebody, I automatically start feeling bad because, it goes back to normal and it's like, well, that's my normal thing. I hated that I hurt that person.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have learned over the past, starting in this year, that it's not worth it to hide your emotions because all it's going to do is, it's going to destroy whatever you have.
What's important is that you let someone know
right
how you feel about a situation if it upsets you.
Right.
And you don't hold it in. And I've learned this the hard way because I used to. I didn't used to tell people.
Right.
But I will now.
Yeah.
Because I've gained the confidence in my life where if you don't like what I have to tell you, then I don't really need you.
Yeah.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
You can go. I don't wish to have you around. I don't wish to be your friend. So,
absolutely. That's it. If you don't like what I have to say, if you don't like what I'm doing, there's the door.
Right.
I mean, it's not going to hurt. I'm going to shake your hand amicably. We're going to go on as people who, know each other. But you don't have to be in my life. Nobody asked you to.
What I'm going to do is tell you what I think.
Right.
And then if you don't like it, then we're done.
That's it.
I mean.
And I wish I could learn that. I'm trying to learn that. But because I'm going to tell you guys, this guy right here, HDT Media, John Marble, he has a lot of flaws. That'd be one of them.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have
Everybody
people.
does.
Luckily, I have people around me who aren't scared.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And don't mess with family. Don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my kids. Don't mess with my wife. You're not going to get very far with me doing or saying anything negative about any of those people.
Right.
That's even if I think something negatively and about said people.
Right.
If I think that they have a flaw, if you point it out, you're not. I mean, it's not for you to point out.
Right.
It's not for you to tell me that I need to fix or they need to fix it. It's you don't do that to people. You don't talk negatively about their family and their kids and their wife, their family in general. I mean, that's all family, right? You don't do that. You don't put them in that position because, I mean, that's just wrong. I mean, you put me in that position, you're done. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna degrade my family. You're not gonna downgrade what they've done. You're not. It's not something I take
Right.
very well.
Absolutely.
So, but anyway, we'll move on. I know that's negative. That's a bunch.
Yeah.
That's a negative thing in itself. So we're gonna move on from that.
Right.
We'll just say that people who passive aggressive people who stir the pot, just to do it.
Right.
Just to do it. I mean, because there's really no reason sometimes.
Yeah.
And John, I don't know the specific situation you're talking about, but it sounds a lot like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's no reason to, if you have a valid complaint and you want to take it to somebody and you want to talk to them personally, that's what you need to do. You don't need to put it out there so other people can make a judgment on it,
Right.
and make you feel better.
Right.
That's not what you should do.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna pour some out. Pour some out for Bob Saget, who lost his life at 65. A lot of fun things about Bob Saget. He was a good stand-up comedian. What a lot of people don't know, some people do, a lot of people don't know, is that, he had a persona of like a family man because he was on Full House.
Right.
On Full House, he's on Fuller House. The younger generation are known for Fuller House.
Yeah.
He had a like a persona of a family man, but his stand-up was rather raunchy.
Yes, it was. Yes.
It was, and that's what he was. I think that's what he was doing when he passed. He was on a stand-up tour. So, not that contributed or anything like that, but it surprised me when I watched his stand-up routine. I don't know, y'all. Obviously not safe for work, not safe for your kids.
Right.
But y'all YouTube his stand-up routine.
Yeah.
He was. I think about a scene in Half Baked, the Dave Chappelle movie.
Yeah.
I think me and Justin and John, all three, when we heard the news, talked about that on our little group text message. Because that's one thing that we remember from our childhood. When we watched that movie,
Right.
and you remember Bob Saget in that movie. Small role. Obviously. I think it was really kind of a cameo deal, but a one-liner thing that was just hilarious. Like it was perfectly inserted into the movie, and obviously had good comedic timing. And I know a lot of people. A lot of his co-stars and stuff from Full House and various other projects. And John Stamos was just heartbroken.
Yeah.
And that goes to show you a lot. I mean, did Dave Coulier chime in? I didn't see anything from him.
Yeah, I didn't see anything from him.
But I'm sure he did, wherever he is. I mean, obviously the Olsen twins and things like that. I mean, they all... Everybody who worked with him obviously had a good opinion of him.
Right.
I think Dave Chappelle did say something.
Yeah.
Nobody had a negative opinion. Hopefully, there was no.
So a lot of people came out because they were wondering, because apparently the Olsen twins had said something back in the day, but they actually finally came back out and said, no, this guy was basically a class act, and he's going to be missed severely.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah. So, I mean, he definitely did. He was a great actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
Right, and hopefully it'll come out that it's just like natural cause or something.
Right.
Obviously, the circumstances are kind of suspect. He
Right.
died in a hotel room by himself, on a trip or whatever. Hopefully, it wasn't anything tragic. I mean, it's tragic that he passed, obviously.
Right.
But you just don't want to find out that it was, and I don't know if his cause of death has been determined yet. But you don't want to find out that it was like a drug overdose or anything like that. But I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days that somebody will put something out about that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, pour some out.
Yeah.
Top five.
Top 5.
Top 5 video games that were turned into movies.
Yeah. So this was a fun one for me.
Yeah, I went through a block about it a little bit. I was like, okay, well, I can't think of them. And then all of a sudden it hit me. Oh, okay, I know all the ones I like.
Right.
And I know the number one, to me, not a lot of people are going to agree with it, but it was my favorite.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got any honorable mentions?
So I have 3 honorable mentions. Warcraft, which came out in 2016, based off the computer game. Then we've got Max Payne. They released a film in 2008. And then, Alone in the Dark it's actually it's a video game, but they made a movie off of it. It came out in 2005, and it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I'll go ahead and tell you right now. One of Justin's, and I can't speak for all of his, but one of his, because he's a giant nerd, would be Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because him and his buddy were like Final Fantasy nerds.
I'm actually playing 7 right now.
You're a nerd too.
I'm a nerd, yeah.
Very weird, and it's
everything up to 10 was a great
very not
game.
worth playing the game. It's silly.
Yeah.
I've never got. I don't understand how y'all can get into that game.
Yeah, it's got a good storyline.
Okay, well, if that's what y'all like about it, I guess. My honorable mention is Mario Kart.
Okay.
You remember that movie?
Yeah.
I think it was called Fast and Furious.
Oh, wait. Okay. I saw something yesterday. Oh, man, I wish I could remember it. It was something about The Rock and Fast and the Furious, but it was funny.
Yeah. How many are they going to make, like 20?
I don't know.
I think they were done.
Was 9 the last one?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they're going to do 10.
I don't know.
You know, I just realized we talked about Dave Coulier earlier. That song, that Alanis Morissette song, is about him.
Which one?
You Ought to Know.
Oh, yeah.
It's about Dave Coulier.
I forgot they even dated.
Yeah, I forgot too.
Yeah.
She said that it wasn't.
It is.
It is, but it is, yeah. And that's really weird
Yeah.
because you listen to the lyrics and you think about the guy from Full House and you're like, what? wait, what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
I'm sorry. Sidebar. My number 5 is Pixels.
Okay.
Because it's got a bunch of the classic video games represented in it. And Pac-Man, Space Invaders,
Right.
Galaga was in there.
Right.
A bunch of them, a lot of them. And it wasn't a very good movie, but it was fun, right?
Yeah.
So, and, if you played arcade games, you remember a lot of those games that were in that movie.
Right.
Your number 5?
Yeah. So my number 5 happens to be Silent Hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Silent Hill head guy.
Yeah.
With the big triangle.
Yeah.
Remember I told y'all I saw that turtle in the creek? and he had something in his mouth, and when it come up, it looked like the Silent Hill head.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm out of here. Like, what is that? And I realized it was a turtle.
Yeah.
But for 1 second, I was picking up my tackle box. I was headed out.
Right.
Anyway, so Silent Hill, okay.
Yeah. What's your number 4?
Was Silent Hill a video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. They actually had a few Silent Hill video games.
My number 4 is Tomb Raider.
Okay.
Tomb Raider. The Angelina Jolie one.
Okay. So not the okay.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie, that she was just made for that role.
Yeah.
So my number 4 is actually Resident Evil.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't ever pronounce that girl's name, but
Mila Jovanovic.
yeah,
Yes,
but she
was in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
Yes, she had a song in Dazed and Confused about aliens that you'd probably enjoy. That was trippy, man. It was trippy.
Oh man,
You want me to tell you about George Washington?
you want me to tell you what?
You know, behind every good man, there's a woman, and that woman was Martha Washington, man. Anyway, my number 3 is Street Fighter. Okay, Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia.
Okay.
It was really good. If you go back and watch it, if you grew up in the era where you played Street Fighter, you played it not only on like the Sega Genesis, but you played it arcade in the stand-up arcades cabinets.
Yeah.
Like in arcades. That was a really cool movie.
Mila Jovanovic was also in Fifth Element.
Yes, she was.
Multipass. My number 3 is actually Tomb Raider.
Okay.
And you're right, the Angelina Jolie one.
Yeah, I think the other one was good.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Mortal Kombat, the old one.
Right.
Because I liked it better. I liked the guy who played Johnny Cage in that one.
Right.
Your number 2?
My number 2 is, I actually went blank. My number 2 is the Street Fighter. Just because I always liked the guy who played, was it Bison? Yeah.
Like there's only one
general?
Street Fighter that come out.
Yeah. It was the same guy who played
Raul Julia.
Yeah, he played Mr. Adams in the Addams Family.
Right.
Yeah.
Pour some out, by the way.
Yeah.
He's passed. Raul Julia was a good actor. You know, he started out as a stage actor.
Yeah. He just played that part perfect, I think.
Yeah. He's very good Gomez Adams.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played that one good. He was good.
Yeah.
They were lucky to, with Jean-Claude Van Damme being in there, he's a terrible actor.
Yeah.
They were lucky to land such a good actor to play the villain.
Right.
Yeah, he was good in that movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought that movie was cheesy and they thought it was bad. But like I said, if you grew up playing Street Fighter and everything, it was kind of cool.
Absolutely.
It was really one of the first ones that they made into a movie.
Yeah.
My number 1 is Super Mario Brothers. The one, I don't think they've ever had another one except for the one with John Leguizamo.
No.
John Leguizamo played Luigi, and it was really good. The guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off was in it as a villain. I can't remember what he played, but the Goombas had little heads. There was like real pipes and like weird cobweb egg sacks everywhere. It was weird, but it was really good. I liked it. The guy who played Mario was the guy who played the detective in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, though, but he's a good actor also. It's a really good movie. I liked it. A lot of people don't like it. But I thought it was really cool.
So
that's my number 1.
It's going to be hard because, I don't know how to do this because I totally blanked on Super Mario Brothers. So here's what I'm going to do. My number 1's a tie between Super Mario Brothers because I missed the bombs.
Yeah, ba-boom.
And then Mortal Kombat, but not the new one because I don't like the new one. I like the old school.
I like the old one too.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that guy's name was, give me a second. It was Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins, that's right.
Yeah.
He played in Who Framed Roger
Right.
Rabbit. He was a detective. Yeah, the only thing I liked about the new one, I never watched it, but I saw the previews, is Scorpion and Sub-Zero. When they did the trailers and Scorpion went, "Get over here,"
I did like the origin part of it, but I'm going to put it to you like this. The second one better come with it if they want me to like this franchise. Because it just wasn't enough for me.
I would still, if I had a Sega Genesis, I would still play Mortal Kombat on Sega Genesis.
Right.
I mean, that is an iconic game. Finish him. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And that was the best console to play it on was Sega Genesis. It was the best game on Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Minus Sonic the Hedgehog.
Get over here.
Get over here.
Absolutely. And then so it would always tick me off because somebody would get Baraka, and I could never beat him, like because he had those like arms that were blades and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you couldn't get close to him enough because he would just like slice you up.
Hey, I'm not going to pretend I was good at the game at all because I wasn't. I sucked at it, but I enjoyed playing it.
Right.
I enjoyed playing it.
Absolutely.
It was a really fun game, but anyway, that's our top 5.
Yeah.
Sorry that Justin wasn't here to bounce off me. It's always funner when he's here. Funner.
Right.
More fun. Funner. I don't care how you say it. I mean, whatever. Yeah. He'll hopefully be back next week. He won't be working. And we'll talk about more Silsbee local sports and recap the Super Duper Wild Card Outrageous Weekend.
Right.
That the NFL is holding. All the sport. We'll talk about all the things, as Justin likes to say. Talk about all the sports. We'll update you on everything.
Yeah.
Y'all come back. We'll have fun. Y'all remember to look for the flyers in the. Are they little jugs or something, John?
Yeah, they're little jugs and
stuff.
stuff.
You can get a ticket for the raffle of the toy box. Like I said, if you spend your $5, you spend your $20, and you happen to win, it'll be well worth it for you.
Yeah.
It will be a custom job.
Absolutely.
You will have a say in how it's painted or finished. So
yeah.
Y'all be looking for that. Y'all buy tickets to the raffle, and we'll have the drawing coming up in the next couple months. We're going to give it some time to for everybody to have a chance.
Yeah.
So anyway, y'all remember to look at that. John, do you have anything coming up? Anything you want to mention?
No, nothing else.
All right. Well, if that's everything, we'll close it out. For Justin, who's on assignment, we'll say we'll see you next week with some more sports and rolling on field. Stan.